dear friends. Myself, Dr. K.D. Modi, endocrinologist. I am practicing in Hyderabad at my clinic and in Care Hospital, Nampally. Today, we will discuss about diabetes and high blood pressure and high blood pressure even without diabetes. So, to start with, I will show you one slide, and that will clearly say that what is high blood pressure, what is normal blood pressure. See, normal blood pressure for anybody is less than 130/80. Up till 2017, anybody having blood pressure more than 130/80, it was considered as high blood pressure. But now, definition of high blood pressure is more than 140/90. And even though definition is 140/90, but your target blood pressure should always be 130/80, especially in high risk group like diabetes, kidney disease. Always we will try to keep blood pressure less than 130/80. So what is this 130/80? 130, that upper one BP is called systolic BP, lower one BP is called diastolic BP. Upper one BP, systolic BP, it reflects heart pumping function. And lower one BP, diastolic BP, it reflects heart relaxation activity. And lower BP is very much important because in diastole time only coronary artery of our heart gets filled up. So our target is 130/80, and especially in population like diabetes, the high blood pressure prevalence is very, very high. In normal population, if hypertension prevalence is around 25 to 30%, then in diabetic patient it is as high as 50-55%, like that. And out of all hypertensive patients, in spite of very good medicine, everywhere it is observed that 65 to 70% people high blood pressure or hypertension is not under control. And how high blood pressure contributes to your health, that also I will show you in one more slide. See, even in hypertension, there is a urban and rural divide. In urban area, stress is more, life is very irregular, indiscipline, consumption of junk food is more, consumption of spicy food is more, consumption of salt is more. So, blood pressure prevalence is higher in urban area in comparison to rural area, that is to the tune of 33% versus 27%. Awareness about high blood pressure is also very, very less. Most of the people, they say that I don't have any symptom, that's why we don't want to take medicine. And most of the people, they refuse medicine because they think that once we start medicine, it is lifelong. Yes, by and large, high blood pressure medicine is lifelong. But if you don't take it, then all your blood vessels, entire vascular tree remains stiff. And if stiff blood vessels are there, blood vessels are narrowed down, then blood supply to the organs like retina, like kidney, like heart, it comes at a turbulence as a jet. See, you can compare the two situations. In one situation, pipe is very narrow, other one pipe is that lumen is very big, pipe is broad. So if pipe is big, then blood flow will be smooth. Wherever it supplies, it will not be with force. But if pipe is narrow, blood vessel is like a pipe. So if pipe is narrow, then supply to the organ, that blood supply to the organ will be at force, it will be as a jet, and it damages your system like kidney, heart, retina, and everywhere. When this continuous force is there, slowly this system they get damaged, and one day sudden complication comes. And high blood pressure has direct correlation with all the complications. And every 20 millimeter increase in systolic blood pressure and 10 millimeter increase in diastolic blood pressure, it leads to 2 times increase in cardiovascular complication. All the heart problem, then paralytic attack, cerebrovascular accident, frequency increases to double. So that's why we should not take high blood pressure lightly. And every 10 millimeter reduction in systolic blood pressure, it reduces coronary heart disease by 17%. It reduces heart failure by 28%, and it reduces cerebrovascular disease by 20%. What does it mean? That if your blood pressure is high, suppose systolic blood pressure is 150 and you make it 140, then you are reducing risk of paralytic attack by 20%. You are reducing heart failure risk by 28%, and you are reducing risk of heart disease, coronary heart disease, angina, myocardial infarction, heart attack by 17 to 20%. So that much achievement is there that people don't know, people don't realize, and that's why they ignore it. And overall mortality also comes down, and that's why blood pressure reduction has a very, very big impact in longevity of the population. And if we all agree that previously 40-50 years back in India, average lifespan was around 55-56 years, and now average lifespan has increased to 67 to 70%. Why? Because awareness is increased. People awareness about high blood pressure, high blood sugar, high cholesterol has increased. People are taking medicine, and once you control this chronic disease, then longevity definitely improves. And one more thing I will show you, that mainly high blood pressure and stroke, that is a paralytic stroke, it has a direct correlation. See, 57% of stroke related death, 57% are because of high blood pressure. In all the more than 90% cases of paralytic attack patients, you will find history of neglected blood pressure. You neglect blood pressure, you get very high chances of paralytic attack, ischemic attack, or even hemorrhagic stroke, bleeding, brain hemorrhage. Risk also increases very, very high. If you neglect your high blood pressure, then heart attack risk increases by 25%. See, if your blood pressure is controlled, heart attack risk comes down by 20 to 25%. And coronary artery disease, even kidney problem, if you control your BP, kidney problem will come down by 15 to 20%. So that much benefit is there, but people don't realize it. People don't take medicine. People take it lightly, because high blood pressure has no direct immediate symptom. Some patient may get headache, but not necessary. Very common symptom of high blood pressure is no symptom, and that's why it gets neglected. So what we advise a patient, and previously it was a practice that most of the patients were prescribed single drug therapy. But with single drug therapy, 70 to 80% patients remain uncontrolled. Their blood pressure does not come down. So nowadays trend is to prescribe double drug, like two drug combination, that has become a norm for most of the diabetic patients. So whenever you have moderate blood pressure, moderately high blood pressure, doctor will prescribe, you will find one tablet only, but most of the time that one tablet will be containing combination of two drug, because combination therapy controls blood pressure in much better way, and more number of patients they come under control in comparison to monotherapy, that is single drug therapy. Nowadays very good drugs are there, and we prescribe them judiciously, and most of the patients blood pressure comes down. And there is one more thing, that is ambulatory BP monitoring. Very often we subject high BP patient for ABPM. ABPM is that one small device is applied, and every half an hour it will check your blood pressure even during sleep. So we get 24-hour record that all throughout whether your BP is controlled or not. And there is also something called night dipping. Night dipping means at night when in deep sleep blood pressure should come down, and that is considered a good thing, protective phenomena. So whether you are getting night dipping or not, we will come to know only by ambulatory BP monitoring. If we don't check during sleep your blood pressure, then we will not know. And those who don't get dip in blood pressure at night, they are called non-dippers. So non-dippers are at very high risk for early morning paralytic attack, early morning heart attack. Most of the time all these paralytic attack, heart attack takes place in early morning. It is because of non-dipping of blood pressure, and for them we give a long-acting antihypertensive medicine. And apart from this, home monitoring of BP is also promoted very much, that all high blood pressure patients, they should keep BP device at home, and in a week at least once or twice they should check the blood pressure in a guided manner. Like when you are in relaxed position, don't check BP within half an hour after food, and your BP device should be at the heart level. So many principles are there that should be maintained. Now you will ask me, what diet high blood pressure should maintain? So diet means mainly they should reduce salt intake. So any food item which has a higher salt, like spicy food, preserved food, like chutney, papad, all these few food items, they have very high salt intake, that should come down. Ideally one should take less than 5 grams of salt per day, but in practice it becomes difficult. So we advise that as low as possible. Salt is considered as universal poison. So whatever low quantity of salt you can consume, it is better. So, and regular exercise also helps. Exercise immediately will increase your blood pressure, but on long run it will reduce your blood pressure. So diet control, exercise, regular medicine, and regular monitoring. These are the main principles of controlling high blood pressure. Thank you.